Imagine you look in the mirror one day and your face is just not hitting the same anymore. Nothing crazy like you were hit with the ugly stick, but it's just enough to mess with you. And instead of doing anything about it in real life, you open Twitter. You scroll for a bit, and eventually it manifests itself. Looksmaxing. The idea that you can optimize your way into becoming the most attractive version of yourself. And at first it sounds normal. Like, yeah, take care of yourself, look better, cool. But then, you go a little deeper, and you just keep going, and before you know it, you're in it. Forums, clips, opinions, everyone telling you what's wrong with your face, what to fix, how long it's gonna take, whether it's even possible. And at some point, it stops being about improving and starts being about ascending. I thought Ascension was a zombies map, but now it's like a whole identity. And listen, if you want to look your best, go for it. I've done that. I've been deep in that, and for a while it worked. I looked better, people treated me differently, I got more attention, and you'd think that's where everything just clicks. But it didn't. I felt empty. Like nothing actually changed. Because the way this stuff gets talked about online doesn't match how it feels when you're actually living it. It's not some cinematic transformation, it's just doing the same small things over and over again. And when you finally get to a point where you've made progress, the last thing you should want to do is pretend to be someone else. Because that version of you at the start is the only reason it happened. And I say pretend to be someone else because I think how I'm grasping it is ascension means you're becoming like a new being, right? Of like a higher echelon of being. I mean, the poster boy for this movement doesn't even want to be called by his real name, which I think is because he's actually just a chill guy, but he's playing this character so hard, and one day he's just going to break out and just be like, yeah, guys, that was kind of an act. That's what I'm doing here. But if that's not the case, he's like 19 years old, and I just hope he gets better. Because the ego that can be brought out from this and all the attention and stuff can really affect who you are as a person. And that's what I'm going to get into today. So it's not ideal, but here we are, exploring the mental gymnastics of a fat guy who used to mog. It's your favorite therapy slop merchant. Back at it again with the white van. I'm not trying to be some righteous, moral groundkeeper of positivity and goodwill. I will never tell you folks watching how to live your lives. But in real life, nobody talks like that, if that isn't obvious enough. If you're chronically online, you might think that these sort of superficial constructs of the evolution of your character and progression as a human is like a real thing, but in the real world, which I imagine most people watching venture into on a daily basis, that doesn't exist. And that's something I've kept in mind for a while now, to spare my cortisol, ironically. The way people describe things online doesn't match how they feel when you're living them, with a few exceptions, obviously. So, of course, if you look and feel better in your body and you're in the best shape of your life, you're granted to feel just better physically than you ever have. But if you aren't accepting yourself during the process and you say things like, this is not enough, this is not good enough, it actually does build a bunch of mental pathways that solidify themselves over time and deepens this sort of disdain or discontent for who you are until you reach that point. You're like, I'm not accepting myself, which is almost the right idea, surprisingly, from what I've learned and experienced. The first step is no longer accepting your current situation, right? That's kind of the first step into your journey, which journey is such a funny word. It's my journey. Guys, I'm on a journey. I'm exploring. So no longer being content is like the first step, but then you also have to realize that you're doing it for yourself and find like self-love within it. So when I lost 100 pounds and became a looks maxer, the entire process, I was just like, this is not enough. Like you train for however many hours a day, hard, everything. You're eating clean, you're fasting. But when I looked in that mirror, it was never enough. And that just correlated with my personality even. I was like, just everything, it just builds up when you stack all this mental weight on this one objective. Before I ramble into the sunset on that one point, basically I'm saying the looks maxers aren't getting it all wrong, you know? There needs to be a certain discontentment with your situation to actually start your process. But you don't have to completely eliminate your self-worth as a person until something is done, or because of how you look. Because then once you get there, you put on all this makeup to make up for the damage you've done inside. And I don't want to get preachy or super philosophical or be like a therapist genuinely from all this, but let me just start with my story, I guess. I want y'all to join me on this little segment I like to call Who Asked? Many years ago, I went from Chud to Chad. I mean, I was genuinely looksmaxing. I was a very good-looking dude, and I was receiving the attention that these ascenders are looking for. But when it's all said and done, what did I actually fix, besides being healthier? And being a looksmaxing Chad did change who I was on the inside, which I'll get into later. If you're not a looksmaxer, if you're some Chud who's looking at this content of people that are like, look good, feel good, are out in the world, you might think that it comes with some sort of feeling. But let me tell you how it felt for me, your average guy. Or don't let me tell you. The next recommended video is right there, dude. You can just click it right now. Wait, don't do that. Don't do that. I promise I'll make it worth your time. Either in this video or more in the future. Okay, you're still with me now. We're going to do some fast traveling because I've talked about the story, like my weight story and whatever, my mog story. Basically, I've always been fat. Then I got super not fat, but still had the fat mindset of hating myself basically the entire way. So when I finally made it to my weight goal, I almost had to do like a recovery from my self-talk and disassociation from who I was. And at this point, I didn't really have a choice. My ego decided what was next. And this is why I still see where the looksmaxers are coming from, because I have lived it. I was in my tip-top shape, an image I thought I'd never achieve, but didn't want to accept my past version of myself so badly that I started drawing up a new persona kind of to go with. A new persona mixed with who I already was. Of course, I didn't like lose myself. This wasn't like a descent into madness or something. I was basically like, yeah, I'm up now. It's time to forget where I came from. Surely I'll be able to find myself now that I've completed the only task I had set and bet my life's worth on, right? Wrong. Let me tell you why. It felt good. It felt real good for a time. Attention from girls and even guys changed. I'm not gay, but I noticed it. I noticed when I looked better physically, people would have a baseline surface level attraction to me. For whatever reason that might be. Obviously, it's a very human instinct. Attraction means, I don't know, your chances, you're doing well. And the attraction, I do believe, is on a psychological level, and there's nothing out of malice. I don't think because you're more attractive, people think they have something to gain from you. Although in some cases, maybe they do. There's the classic Joe Rogan, like, the more symmetrical the body, the more, the higher chances are of you finding a partner because people want to be a partner with you. If we were fucking cavemen and all that stuff, sure, that probably exists. But you know what else changed besides the way that people interacted with me on a surface level? Is the interactions themselves when they hit a deeper level of connection. When I hit Chad status, my ego told me it was time to create a whole image to go with it, which ended up being a facade. I was playing everything cool. Acting like I didn't go home and lose elo on Rainbow Six until 2 a.m. Acting like I had it made. Like my shit didn't stink. Honestly, it felt like life couldn't get any better in those moments where I can feel my attraction affect those around me. Because I'm not kidding. Like, I don't want to just, like... Okay, look. I wasn't, like... I don't even want to say I wasn't super attracted. Because, dude, I was. I was hot. I don't know how to put it without sounding like an asshole now. But listen, I've been humbled. You see the name of the channel. Anyways, back to the main point. When I would leave those conversations with other people, I would realize something. Oh, shit. I didn't even ask about them. What was their name again? They said they were going somewhere this weekend, but I was trying to position my jawline and play with my hair in a way that didn't reveal my fat fucking forehead, and I didn't hear them. Oh well, I'm sexy and I know it. And oh boy, if I stayed in shape with the ego, the balding would have swooped in and set my world on fire, let me tell you. But that's why I think ascension exists online, because it's more about the image than the reality. The internet doesn't reward being real, it rewards being convincing. These influencers are actors playing a character that they end up identifying with to the point of no return. It's become more of like a hive mindset lately, which I've seen just an uprising of. And seriously, I don't know what I'm doing, so bear with me here. This is why I feel like the whole ascension thing feels weird to me, because it makes you sound like you're becoming someone else without paying credit to the person that made the progress happen. And don't get me wrong, improving how you look, how you carry yourself, that does matter. It does change how people see you. I've experienced that, but it doesn't suddenly fix how you think and connect with others, or who you are when nobody's around. I've had countless more valuable interactions and experiences with others as my fat self, when I respond to my soul instead of ego. And I'm not trying to get preachy here. I feel like half of you are hate watching at this point. So I might just have to stop myself before I don't know, dig my own grave. Am I making any sort of sense? Really, I'm just reaching from a personal experience. This is, like I said, with the intros to all these, it's like a fat guy audio log. number 3, I guess. So if you look in the mirror and you're not feeling it, that's okay. Go and work on yourself, but remember that there's also other people that look inside and aren't feeling it. I hate leaving these videos with a message. I'm not trying to help you. I'm not trying to help anybody. I don't know what I'm doing. I hope life has been treating you well, viewer. For me lately, Resident Evil 4 is lit. I've been eating as many carbs and taking as little showers as possible lately. And it's shit's fire, man. Basically been playing The Sims in real life. And yeah, hope you're doing good and stuff.